Can we all just agree that Baby Groot is gonna be the #1 toy of 2017? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, directed again by James Gunn, and is the sequel to the 2014 surprise hit Marvel movie Guardians of the Galaxy, and the 15th movie in the MCU. Blimey, I can't believe they've gotten that far. So, Guardians Volume 2 tells the story set after the events of the first movie. After the Guardians defeated Rowan, saved the galaxy, Groot is now a baby, he's adorable, and after a awesome action sequence, they run into Star-Lord's father, who, spoiler, turns out to be Ego, the living planet. So while Star-Lord and his father have some catching up to do, we learn more about Nebula, Gamora's sister, and explore their connection, while at the same time the Guardians have some business with a race of golden people. Now, Guardians Volume 2, for most moviegoers, was one of the most anticipated movies of 2017. Come on, it's the sequel to one of the best MCU movies ever made. Who wasn't hyped as hell for it? Well, I'm sorry guys, but I kind of wasn't. This, of course, was not in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, as much as I really enjoyed the original Guardians. I don't think a sequel was particularly necessary. I mean, just let that be a great film on its own. Does every MCU movie need a sequel? And when I heard the reviews from this movie, particularly Jeremy Jorns calling it underwhelming and not as good as the first film, I kind of predicted that. So with people being very mixed on this movie, some love it, some are not so much. I went into this movie as open-minded as I could, unsure how to react, and with all that said, Guardians Volume 2 is okay. Just okay. Just good, but nothing special, not as good as the first film. This is not the Dark Knight or Spider-Man 2 sequels that were even better than their predecessors. Oh, don't hurt me if you loved it, if you preferred it even to the first film, that's fine, but just let me get into why I liked this sequel but just didn't love it. The cast and characters still score high and are once again top-notch. Chris Pratt still owns the role of Star-Lord. Zoe Saldana still completely steals the show as Gamora, and Rocket's still the badass he was. Drax gets the best lines, and Baby Groot is just the cutest thing of 2017 so far. I have him right here. He's so freaking cool, and the cast, old and new, are absolutely loving their roles, and the movie actually fleshes them out and even delves deeper into their backstories than even the first movie did. This is a very character-driven story. The bond between the team is still as strong as ever, and the actors are just absolutely love their roles. You can tell by their enthusiasm, and characters that felt underwhelming in the original Guardians. The one thing this sequel did improve over the original is give them more to do, and give them an extra backstory to make us care about them. Like Yondu gets way more to do here. This is practically his movie, yeah. Yondu was just so awesome here, and Nebula's done better this time. Yeah, Karen Gillan gives a better performance, and her backstory of what Thanos did to her comes off as quite heart-wrenching, and yeah, you see the sister dynamic between her and Gamora is pretty strong and powerful, and the new characters, for the most part, were a welcomed addition. The visuals are still pure breathtaking to look at. So in fact, they might be slightly better than the first movie, given that this is 3 years older than the first, and technology has still improved since then. And yeah, the planets are still look amazing. The locations still look glorious. So yeah, it's still visually like the first movie, one of Marvel's best looking films. And the humour is not a patch on the original, but I still had a good laugh with it. It still keeps the fun, light-hearted tone of the original, and its heart's in the right place. Probably the best part of the movie is the opening action sequence. It's just an absolute blast, especially with the inclusion of the classic song Blue Sky. I can't believe that song's 40 years old now, so very special that they used it for the song's 40th anniversary. I just love that tune. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Oh yeah, that's just so great. It's a nice refreshing change from Hooked on a Feeling. However, guys, wish the same could be said for the rest of the movie, because this definitely has more problems than the original. And here's the part where you guys get disappointed. I know you want me to love this movie and say it's perfect, but I'm afraid I did have my problems. The first being, I did say the new characters for the most part were good, but Kurt Russell as Star-Lord's father, well, he was okay, I guess. He was alright, and he does, of course, turn out to be Ego, who is actually a decent villain. He's definite improvement over Rohan in the villain department, who is a terrible villain, but the problem is so much of the movie is focused on the father and son relationship between him and Star-Lord, which should be the heart of the movie, but it never reached its full potential for me. It's not, you know, Simba or Mufasa. It's not Marlin or Nemo. It's far from the greatest father and son story that that we've seen. Not to mention the action in this movie is disappointing. I am. Yeah, it hurts to tell you that, but the action in this movie is a definite step below the fantastic action from the first. And there's not even much of it. This movie feels very low budget and smaller in scale, and the stakes are lower in comparison to the first one, and that's not what a sequel should do. It should up the antes, up the game, raise the stakes. Yes, this movie lacks the brisk pace and excitement of the original. The opening action scene, don't get me wrong, it is the best part of the film. That is the movie's best action scene, if only the rest of them were as good. None of the others hold a candle to that. I don't believe I'm saying this, but in the the second act of this movie, I was getting a little bored. I'm not lying, and that's not what a Guardians of the Galaxy movie should do. It should not be boring. I mean, you can excuse this and say, yeah, but Harry, it's just a character-driven movie. It doesn't have to be all action. It doesn't. That's great that it is fleshing out characters, but it also needs to remember to satisfy the action fans as well. The film almost completely forgot to do that, and the gold people in the movie, why were they in this film? They were freaking pointless. Every scene with them was rubbish. I was just like, for fuck's sake, just get back to the main story. Just edit these gold people out of the movie. Yeah, they were complete filler, and the story as a whole, while it gave great depth, just felt like a mess. It really didn't have a clear direction, and it did kind of introduce a little too many characters, like, of Oh, I almost forgot to mention Mantis. She was okay, but because of the overabundance and saturation of characters, it's hard to keep track of them all. So I'm apologise if I am sounding like the nitpicky guy today. This film was just a really mixed bag for me. I did have an okay time with it to an extent, but it's just not a great film. I'm sorry. I don't understand why Jeremy Jorms got an incredible amount of hate for just giving a bit of criticism to this film, even though he didn't hate it, and for saying Suicide Squad was better. It's just his opinion. Leave the guy be. In fact, I actually agree with him. I am completely defending his opinion. I think that Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and even Suicide Squad are all better movies than Guardians Volume 2. That's right, the entire DCU, I think, is more satisfying than Volume 2. Oh crikey, I'm gonna get the hate comments for saying that. Even if, like, the majority of sequels, Guardians Volume 2 is kind of a disappointment and a weaker film in comparison to the original. It's alright, I guess. And it is one of my least favourite movies in the MCU. But hey, they can't all be great. I give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 3 stars out of 5. So was this movie really necessary? Probably not, but hey, it's harmless fun at best. But I wouldn't be surprised if Wonder Woman Justice League get better reviews than this. Well, I love you guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and what do you think of Guardians Volume 2? Do you agree or do you actually disagree? Did you like it even better than the first? That's awesome if you do. Please comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google+, and stay tuned for my Alien Covenant review, my Pirates of the Caribbean 5 review, and Baywatch review. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.